Sarah, how are you? What's going on?
I'm good. Just trying to stay warm with all this snow outside.
How'd it go over there?
It's going good. Can't complain. Didn't have any power issues. Just looking forward to some warmer weather and this upcoming wedding season.
Thank goodness for that. We didn't have any power issues over here, but I think we did get about a foot of snow, give or take. And I hope we don't get this ice storm that we're expecting tonight. So tell me what's on the books today. What are we talking about today? Just talking to our clients about what did you have on the table for us to talk about today?
Sure. Well, speaking of on the books, I thought we'd continue with our trends and discuss some kind of trends, ideas, things we're seeing with guest books, kind of
Great.
our thoughts on it. What do you think of, the guest book? What are some trends you're seeing?
Well, I mean, I definitely see when we are planning a wedding for a client, and as you know, because you're an integral part of this process, we have another whole process that we go through with our clients in terms of kind of calibrating what they're bringing to the event, where it's supposed to be placed, how many of each item. So in terms of if you're referring to guest books, we definitely see a welcome table component, so that when guests are arriving, they're getting out of their car, they're getting out of transportation, all that type of stuff, where guests can go leave their gifts if they have a gift. A card box. Some people are big into card boxes. Other clients don't want to have anything to do with it. So in terms of that, I think that's really optional, whether you want to do a card box or not. But I do definitely see, in terms of that welcome table component, something that when guests arrive, they can drop off a gift, be it a physical gift or it's a cash gift, and like I said before, some clients, as you know, are really into this and others don't want to have anything to do with it. And then I think the component of, if we want to have some type of guest book for people to sign, I love the idea of guest books because, as you know, I mean, so many people and couples want to walk away with a memento, for lack of a better word, from their wedding. So I definitely see the guest book component, but I'm also seeing, and we can kind of go back into what a guest book looks like, or you can show us some examples of that. As you know, in the past year, I've seen a lot of our clients do different stuff with guest books. We had a couple that went to Dartmouth, I believe, which is an Ivy League college in New Hampshire. And they had a whole sort of large, would you remember this? A whole large board that everyone could sign, and they were going to go in and get it framed. We also had a client that went to Wake Forest, and they decided to use their thing was gardening, and so she had a beautiful gardening book where she asked people to sign. And so we sort of indicated to people that they should sign that book. So I think that a guest book is important. But I think there are different ways. You don't have to do a traditional guest book. You can do a lot of other things. I think what's important is that it's unique to you guys and it really celebrates you guys as a couple. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I agree. And I think it's something that is often kind of overlooked or not thought of as a very important item, just kind of one that's there. But to me, it really does two really big things. Is number one, as you said, it's on the welcome table. I feel like kind of sets the tone for the wedding.
Yeah.
A beautiful design on it, a color to it. And number two, I think it can be, as you said, there's so many different trends. It can be something special to you. Later on, it's a memento or even a decor piece in your home. So I think it's, picking one that really fits, you guys as a couple or your design as a wedding it's a very important piece of the wedding.
So question, since you're kind of moving along the trend of like actual guest book and sort of agreeing with what I said. So everyone kind of has and I want you to speak on this. Everyone kind of has a trend where we're going to take Polaroids or we're going to take Polaroids, or we're going to do a photo booth or whatever we're going to do. So talk about that a little bit. I want to hear what you have to say about what you think about Polaroids and or photo booth, like what we're seeing at weddings.
Sure. I definitely think the Polaroid combination with the guest book has been a huge trend, especially in 2024 and continuing this year in
Sure.
2025. And I think it just makes this perfect combination because often what we see with photo booths, as you mentioned, is one, they're either nobody's there,
Underutilized,
like not
underutilized. Yeah.
utilized, or if they're overutilized, there's a line, people feel
Yeah.
rushed, or you have all these photos
Or
and
they
then it's
want to
like,
get back to the bar or have a
Mhm.
drink, and then the line's too long, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, so
So
I feel
what
like a
you're
lot of people end up not doing it regardless of how you do it.
Yeah. So what you're saying is, and also as, a young person, a young couple going to a friend's wedding, that whether you utilize the photo booth or not utilized it, whatever configuration it may be, but that you guys feel like you and your boyfriend definitely feel that you would utilize a guest book, quick Polaroid selfie, whatever you have, and like just put it in your your friend's guest book. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I would definitely say so. I think the guest book is something I think every single guest would at least sign, put a little something,
Sure.
and
Yeah.
then having the picture too just makes it even more special. It kind of becomes almost an album, being able to have
Yeah.
that throwback of who was there, how were they dressed, what did they look like back then?
What were their
And
notes? Who were they in my life? Like all that
yes,
kind of stuff. And
20 years down the road, you might forget who Tam and Sue were, but you see their picture, it'll come back.
yeah, well, at my age, you definitely forget it, but here's to hoping. So I think that's great. And I think just, talking to our couples and like, what do we see at a welcome table? Coming in, we definitely see, as we were talking about, some type of welcome sign, card box, a place for people to place physical gifts, the card box being like cash gifts, because a lot of cultures people give those. Some people like it, some people don't. And then that guest book, which is a small memento for the bride and groom to take home with them, and you definitely are on the Polaroid train. You feel that that's fun and still really hip and current.
Yes, I really, really love it. I think you just can't go wrong with it. It's very
Right.
timeless. It's great having that extra element of pictures. It makes it a little bit
Cost
more fun
effective
for the
versus
guests
getting
too.
a whole photo booth that may be underutilized. Nothing against photo booth operators, but so it's cost effective and it's quick too, because
Mhm.
as we were saying, like if there's a big line or no one's there, or you want to run to the bar, or you have a great song on the dance floor that you want to get to, then it's just so quick to do that guest book Polaroid thing. So you think it's a great fit?
Yeah, I do. Especially, I mean, when guests are entering the wedding, usually they kind of trickle in on their own time compared to, the photo booth tends to open later and
Yeah,
everybody maybe
for
wants to
sure.
go there at once.
Sure.
Compared to, when you show up, you have your time to, sign, write a little something special, take a picture. A lot of times people come back and grab the camera later and take it on the
Yeah.
dance floor.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, there are a whole lot of things you can do with it. So I think you pulled some great guest books, and you'll be posting that on our LinkedIn so that our clients can see what our recommendations are for fun guest books that also accommodate Polaroids. And I think too, telling our clients, here are some recommendations for guest books. We love the Polaroid trend. But also if anyone wants to do something that's really special or unique to them, then the sky's the limit, and really feel open about doing that and feel good about whatever really represents both of you as a couple.
Yes, 100%. It's something that you can be really creative, have fun, kind of have as a way to show you as a couple something that you'll love in your home. But yes, let's go ahead and take a look at some physical guest books that we
Sure.
do love. So first, we're going to start with one that is designed. I really like this company because they specialize on guest books
Aren't
for
they?
Polaroids.
I love it.
So all of these have already made little slots for your guests to be able to fit the Polaroids right
Oh,
in.
fantastic. I love it. Can you custom figure out what's going to be on the front of your page? I mean, so it's like Sarah and whoever or whatever. Can you custom do that?
Yep, they're all
Great.
customizable, so you can pick a different color lettering, so you can have the
Yeah,
gold,
different color
silver.
font. Yeah.
They're fully customizable in every way and just really chic, cute, lots of really fun designs
I love
and
these.
great
These are
price
really
point
great
too.
looking. Great,
hmm
great, great, great. What's the price point? Yeah, they are great. Great price point. What else you got for us, Sarah?
So here's a brand I just love the design. So
Oh, yay.
these are not specifically made for Polaroids, but they're just gorgeous guest books. And what I usually see is our couples will get some kind of decorative tape or stickers
Yeah.
and just use that so they can, pick whatever guest book they
Sure.
like. And we definitely recommend this brand
Oh,
because
I love this painted love and checkerboard, and I love the
Mhm.
wildflower too. Good price points. Really something for every season. So I think those are great as well.
Yeah, the wildflower is one of my favorites. It's
Yeah.
just so beautiful. And again, it's something that kind of sets the tone for the wedding. So if you're having this very colorful, especially like a spring, summer wedding, I think this is a beautiful piece on that welcome table to
Yeah,
just
it really lights the
own.
table up. And you can see from that kind of picture on the second row, the left, I think it really just kind of lights the table up and is really kind of an art piece, if you will.
Yeah, exactly. And then it kind of ties into it being a decor piece later on. You can see this on your bookshelf, on your coffee table, or
Yeah,
wherever to look back at the
absolutely.
pictures and memories from that day. It's just a lovely piece.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful piece. What's your last one? Let's look at this one.
Another
Love
kind of
these,
floral
pretty.
greens, a little bit more soft tones,
Yeah.
but it's just, again, it's very pretty, very classy. And
Again, art piece, classic. This is something that you would keep as a memento. And just for me, aesthetically looking at it, if it's on my welcome table, I'm going to be drawn to this, just seeing it because it's so pretty. Like I want to sign it.
Mhm. Exactly. And it's again a beautiful decor piece later on,
Yeah.
wherever you put it. And again, it's just beautiful, great price point. You just really can't go wrong and you won't regret getting a nice guest book like this.
I love these. Thank you, Sarah, for that. So, I think Sarah's going to have these up later in our link tree, just, guest books that we recommend. And we're certainly going to be posting about it on Instagram and all of our social media channels. So check that out
Mhm.
on trends that we see and guest books. So, Sarah, I will leave you to that. Have a wonderful afternoon and stay warm. We are in DC on Friday for a tasting and a rental appointment. We're super excited about that with
Mhm.
a client for spring weather. So thanks so much for that. Stay warm and we'll talk soon.
Yep.
All
Sounds
right.
good.
Bye.
Bye.